Hey guys, and welcome to the Makeup Minutes channel. I am Anna and I will be your host for the next couple of minutes. This is going to be a long video today, but it's very detailed and very in-depth, and we cover literally everything. Face primer, eyeshadow primer, contouring, how to find your contour, blush, highlight, eyeshadow blending, and even a wingtip eyeliner and a couple of cheats for that. So, I promise we'll have fun along the way. I get a lot of comments on my makeup, and my goal is just to help share my experiences and what works for me, and give you a few tips and tricks that you can apply to your own like I sound Australian, that you can apply to your own makeup routine. I am a very busy mom of 3 boys. I have an amazing husband, and when I'm not playing with makeup, I am working as a 911 dispatcher, which is about as crazy of a job as it sounds like. But if you guys want to hear more about that, comment in the comment section and let me know, and I will make a video about that. Also, I'm not a makeup artist. I am just a girl who loves to play with makeup. So what works for me may not work for you, and that's fine. Everybody's different, and we all have our own way of doing things. Disclaimer, this is going to be a lengthy video because it is so in-depth and it is a full face tutorial, so I will add some shortcuts after the introduction so you guys can skip to whichever part of the video you want to see. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Hey beautiful people, so let's get started. First, we're going to start with moisturizing our face. I use the Equate Moisturizing Cream, which I think is just an off-brand for Cetaphil. So you're going to put a bunch of this on your face and rub it in and wait for that to set, just a couple of minutes. Once it is set, we're going to go in with a face primer. So we prime our face. Why? Because I said, just kidding. Because it helps for a smoother application. It's going to correct maybe a little bit of discoloration in your face, depending on if it has any kind of like pigment to it. And also it's going to, most importantly, help our makeup last longer and make for a smoother application. So I'm going to go in with this is the Almade Smart Shade. This is a CC Luminous Primer. CC stands for color correction, which clearly, like, I don't have good skin. I have terrible skin. I have so much like rosacea and hyperpigmentation in my face, and I get a lot of breakouts. Like, look at this guy. Can you see that? Like, he needs his own Facebook page. Like, anyway, so I get a lot of breakouts in my chin, clearly. So I do my very darn best to make it appear as though I do have perfect, flawless, radiant skin. So I'm gonna pat this all over my face. And it looks like I'm using a lot. However, like when you pump this tube, like you only get a teeny tiny amount. I don't know. We're gonna rub this in. Make sure it's good and worked into the skin. And then whatever is left on my hands goes down the neck. So that's done. Next, foundation. I don't always use 3 foundations, but when I do, you know, like the Dos Equis commercial. So I don't always use 3 foundations, but when I do, it's these 3. And I use these 3 specifically because they all do different things. So this is the L'Oreal Infallible. And this is a 24-hour total coverage foundation. I am in the shade 304, which is Neutral Buff. This foundation is like almost like a mousse. Like, it's super thick. But that means it's also full coverage. So I'm just going to take like a glass bowl and squeeze some in there. Not too much, but more than that. That sounds disgusting. Okay, so that's what we got. Next up is the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Liquid Foundation. And this is the shade Natural Ivory. So same bowl. I'm gonna pour a little bit in there. And that's done. Finally, this is a holy grail for me. This is by It Cosmetics. This is called Bye Bye Redness. I believe it only comes in one shade, so you don't have to worry about getting your correct shade. And like, I've already pretty much gone through this whole jar. It's crazy. But I just take a brush, get like that much on there, and we're just gonna mix all of these together. Okay, so once this is all mixed up, we're going to paint it all over our face. This looks pretty orange for me, but as it oxidizes, it's going to transform into more of a natural color for me. So I get a lot of compliments on my makeup, and people ask me a lot of questions. People will comment on my pictures on like Instagram and Facebook, and they want to know what techniques I use, what products I use. Before, I was trying to comment on their posts and describe it as best as I could to them, but it wasn't, it's not an easy thing to do. So I thought making a YouTube video would be so much more fun, and maybe I could reach more people that way too and help maybe answer some of your questions. I hear people say like they don't have time for makeup, or they don't know how to do makeup, or it's more of like a chore for them than enjoyment, which I feel like it's like face painting for adults. What is there not to love? Personally, I really enjoy doing my makeup. It makes me happy. It's always changing. You can try so many different things. Always new products and colors coming out. Like literally, what is there not to like? So we're gonna go in with the Beauty Blender, and don't forget the ears. And just dab this into our face. Okay, so what we need to know about Beauty Blender, this is just a sponge. We always dampen it before we use it, even if it doesn't say so on the package. I have personally made that mistake before. Anyway, this is by, I believe it's Eco Tools, and you can get it at Target. I think this came in a 2-pack for like 10 bucks. They're pretty inexpensive and affordable. We use a Beauty Blender because it blends quicker and makes your makeup look more like airbrushed and seamless. You don't have those strokes from makeup brushes that they can leave sometimes. So also it's going to press the foundation or whatever product you're using. It's going to really press it into the face, help make it last a little bit longer. Okay, so after foundation, we want to go in with our concealer. Concealer does two things. It can obviously conceal, and two, you can use it to highlight. So I'm going to go in with this is the Maybelline, yes, Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. And I am in the shade Fair Claire. And I love this thing because it twists and it has a sponge applicator. So we're going to go in and go right under our eye. To get rid of any like dark circles. I like to pat it in. And then from here, we're going to take it down. And I like to bring it up here just a little bit. And do the same thing to the other side. And then we're going to go on our chin with the straightest line that you are capable of making. Go right down your nose. And then flare up on your forehead. Okay, so like that. And then we're going to take the Beauty Blender and blend this in. And you want to remember with the Beauty Blender, you want to pat. You don't want to rub and smear. You want to pat. Pat that product into your face. So highlight and concealer is done. Next we're going to set our face with a powder foundation. I'm going to use IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation in the shade Medium Beige. So we set our liquid foundation to help keep it from moving and smudging and smearing. So we don't need a lot product on our brush. We are just simply setting that foundation. We already have the coverage that we need from the liquid foundation. So this is what we have. You can see all of that redness in my face is gone. From here, we're going to talk about contouring. Okay, so when we contour, you want to contour right under your cheekbones. And for me, you can see like I have a little dimple here. So that's where I start my contour. But if you don't have a dimple under your cheekbones, I'm going to show you how you can find the correct place to contour on your face. So what you do, you just take the other end of a makeup brush, or you could use a pencil. So you're just going to start tapping on your cheek, and right under, when it stops feeling firm and kind of starts giving, like right there, that's where you want to start your contouring line. So you're going to lay the pencil right on your cheek and draw your contouring line. Like that. So I am using, this is the contour palette by e.l.f. It comes in these 4 shades. This is the one that I use to contour with. So I've applied that line on my cheek, and we're going to repeat the process on the other side. So again, finding your cheekbone and just start working your way down. It's about right here. Go in with your product and just draw that line. So keep in mind, we're going to blend this out. It's not going to stay this intense looking. So for our nose, I'm going to go in with this guy right here and dip into that very same shade. And then for your nose, you want to go like on the bony part of your nose on the sides. So take your brush and just follow that down, and then right where your nostrils start to flare out, you want to cut across. And then just repeat the process on the other side. Cute, right? When you contour your nose, you want to make sure that you continue it up into your eyebrows to connect the structure of your face. So really lightly, just go back in here and extend that line up. It doesn't have to be as harsh, but you want to make sure that it's there. Okay, so this is what we got. Now, back in with the big brush, you're going to take it, and little rule of contouring, when you highlight something, you're going to draw light and attention to it and make it more prominent and bigger. When you add the dark shade, it's going to deflect light and make it more less prominent, I guess, and sunken back and not so noticeable. That's why we do our cheekbones. It makes them look almost hollow. It makes our face look slimmer. So for me, I have a pretty big forehead. So I highlight down a little bit lower, just about right here. Just kind of like right above the arch of my brows. If you have a little forehead, you want to raise that line up higher. And then we're going to contour our forehead. So just take your brush and work your way down to your temple and swing it around to that line. And repeat the process on the other side. So we're going to do the same thing over here. You're going to go up from your temple, swinging it around. And it's almost like you're making a 3. So you're going to make your line from here to bring it back around here and do your jawline. And then just do the same thing on the other side. And this is what we got. Hot, right? So we're going to take a fluffy blending brush and blend this all out. One more rule of contour: when we blend this line here, you never blend down. You blend in circular motions, and you can blend up a little bit, but you never want to blend down because it's going to make your face look kind of muddy and drag down a little bit. So always up, never down. Let's blend. Okay, so we are all blended, and we're going to go back in and accentuate those highlighted features just a little bit more. So I'm going to go in with this light shade right here, this white, and just take my dip my brush in it and we're going to go right under the eye. And we're just going to follow the same pattern that we made with the concealer. Just kind of blend it in. Okay, so that's it for contouring. It was not that bad. I feel like whenever people hear contouring, they're like, oh my gosh, like it's so difficult and it's so hard. But really, it's not. It's just about finding your face structure and what works for you. And yeah, that's it for contouring. So let's move on. So next we're going to talk about eyebrows. Let's be honest here. My eyebrows are sisters and never twins. I am not an eyebrow expert. However, I'm going to show you what I do and what works for me, and hopefully you guys will pick up some tricks along the way that you can apply to your routine. First thing I do is go in with my spoolie brush. Yes, it's really called a spoolie brush. It is this thing. It's kind of like the aglet on your shoelace, like the thing that you never knew how to name. This is called a spoolie brush. So I'm just going to brush through my very thin eyebrows, very thin, very patchy eyebrows. Like, I have like bald spots on my eyebrows. It's crazy. This is actually an eyeliner pencil from Ulta. I think I got it as a complimentary gift when I bought something there. I don't tend to use brown eyeliners a lot, so I use it for my eyebrows instead. And it's got two sides. One side is deep brown and one side is chocolate. This is what they look like. And I think I'm going to try to go in with the deep brown today. Let's just try it and see what happens. So I just start by connecting very, very lightly, where if you drew a straight line right here, it's where the inner corner of my eye, if you drew a straight line up, that's where I'm going to start my eyebrow. So we're going to very lightly shape the bottom of our eyebrow. And then I end my eyebrow. If you were to draw a line from the inner corner of my eye and kind of connect my eyebrow, that's how far out I'm going to take it. And then the rest is just pretty much just filling in.
So, funny eyebrow story. I was at a softball tournament, and I was probably 10, and I was batting, and somehow my helmet flew
off. And on this eye, I don't think you can even really see it anymore. On this eye, my helmet flew off and the softball hit me on this eye and completely laid my eye open. So we go to the ER, and right before I came in, this guy got like mauled by a dog. I think he had like 200 stitches or something crazy like that. So they couldn't stitch my eyebrow shut. They had to glue it. Well, let's fast forward a couple of months. We're at the World Series and I can't swim in the pool with my glue on. And my eyebrow was my eye was pretty much healed anyway. So I thought, let me just rip off this glue and then I can go swimming with my friends. I was 10, come on. So I rip off this glue, not even thinking, and then my whole eyebrow comes off with it. It was the very first eyebrow waxing I've ever had. And yeah, so like all of my World Series pictures and all the pictures with my friends, I have one eyebrow. It was terrible. Absolutely terrible. But I didn't care. I just wanted to go swimming with my friends. So we got one eyebrow. Next, other eyebrow. So again, we're going to draw a line from our inner corner, like that. And then we're going to just fill in and draw it to the outer corner. That's what we got. Next, I'm going to show you how to carve out them eyebrows like a Thanksgiving turkey. Soon as I find my concealer. I always feel so much sassier with eyebrows. Okay. Makeup fail. So I'm going to take a brush. I have to find a brush first. Where is my makeup brush? Where is my makeup brush? Totally got a flashback to the VeggieTales. Do you guys watch VeggieTales growing up? I love me some Larry the Cucumber. I'm going to take a flat angled brush like so and get a little bit on the tip, and then you're just going to carve out, like, make this line really sharp. So we're going to go in under this line, and that didn't work at all. I think this stuff is dried out. Plan B. You always have a plan B. Where is my concealer? Okay, so plan B is also L'Oreal True Match. This is just a liquid concealer. And go in with Z brush. We put Z concealer on Z brush. And now we're going to carve out Z brows. Very, very light strokes. Basically, you're just going to trace the line that you just drew around it. Tracing my eyebrows. You guys are going to spend the rest of your day having great makeup and reliving the Veggie Tales. You're welcome. Is my hairbrush. Different brush. And we're just going to lightly and carefully carve out the eyebrows. We're just going to blend this. So we get something like that. And I'm just going to really quickly do the other side. Okay, so again, sisters, not twins. But it works. We've learned this far that when we want things to have a smooth application and last all day, we need to prime that sucker first. So this is the Photo Focus Eyeshadow Primer by Wet n Wild. And it looks like that. So I'm just going to take a little bit on my finger and put it on my eyelid. Oh my goodness, that was a lot. And you could use a brush for this if you really felt the need. Okay, so I am just going to let this sit for probably 30 seconds with my eyes closed so we don't get any kind of creasing up here. For eyeshadow today, we're going to be using the Too Faced Peach palette. This is my new obsession. I've talked 2 of my very good friends into buying this peach palette. It's by Too Faced. It looks like this when you open it. There's a lot of different shades, a lot of variety in here. They've got some dark shades. And one of the cool things about this palette is that it is infused with real peach oil, so it smells like peaches. It's amazing. So we're going to do like a pink kind of smoky eye. So first we're going to go in with this is called Peaches and Cream. And it is the shade right here. And by putting this shade down first, it's just really going to help the shades that we put down after it blend out a little bit easier, which is a blending tip for you guys. And like, you don't have to be super precise with this. Just get it all over your lid. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, so next we're going to go into with this shade. It's right here. It's called Georgia. And it's just like a really light, pretty pink color. So we're going to take our brush and dip it in there. Now, when we do crease work, you want to make sure you're holding your brush towards the end. It's going to help your hand be a little bit lighter. If you have that brush is jumping out of my hand today, girl. If you hold your brush down here, it's going to make you press harder on that crease, and it's going to make your line really sharp and defined, and it's going to make it heavy, and it's going to be very difficult to blend out. So unless we're doing a cut crease, we don't want to hold our brush up here. Hold it back here. And I hold mine like a pencil. So we're just going to go in with that Georgia and work in the crease. And I like to go just a little bit above my crease because I have hooded eyelids, hooded eyes. So if I go a little bit above my crease, it makes it look like my eyes are just a little bit more lifted. Okay, next we're going to go in with the shade. This is called Peach Pit. It's one of my favorite shades. It's right here. And in the palette, it looks kind of purple, but on your finger, on your eye, it's like this really pretty brown color. So we're gonna go in with yet another fluffy brush. This one is by e.l.f. Cosmetics. And we're going to lightly dip into here. And we're going to start in the outer corner of your eye. So right here. It's called the outer V, right here, and then we're going to take it around just halfway up our eye. And at this point, it's going to be a little bit heavy, but don't worry, we are going to blend everything out in just a second. Okay, so this is what we have right now. We're going to go into just peachy. And we're going to put this right on the middle of our lid. And over that, we're going to lay, this is called Candy Peach. And this is like an orangey kind of color. Brighten this up a little bit. Okay, now that we have that foundation laid, I like to go in with this pink shade again, which is just peachy. Put a little bit on my finger and just kind of lightly go over the pink. Okay, so we're going to take just a clean fluffy brush and we're going to blend in circular motions. Again, with this, you want to make sure that you are not holding your brush up here. You're holding it back here. If you're holding it up here, you can press down too hard and it's going to make your eyeshadow look kind of patchy and not smooth. So we're just going to blend this in. Next, I'm going to go in with, this is called White Peach, and I'm just going to put a little bit on my finger and just dab that in the inner corner. And kind of around the top and bottom. And by putting white in this inner corner, it's going to make you look more awake and your eyes look bigger. Because what does white do in light? Light attracts light. Just like contouring. Now, if we want to go for, right now we kind of have like a cat eye. If we want to go for a smoky eye, we're going to take a brush and we're going to dip back into Peach Pit, which is that like brownish, purpley shade. And go right under your waterline and just go ham. Because who doesn't love a smoky eye? I mean, come on. Okay, and like anything else, if you feel like that's too heavy or you're not comfortable with it, just go back in with a clean brush and blend it out. Just like that. Okay, I'm going to do this eye now. So last we're going to go in with this is the shade Nectar, and I just like using this for a brow highlight. You don't have to do this, but why not? I'm just going to go in with this e.l.f. brush again. Dip into the Nectar, tap off the excess, and just go right under the brow. So let's jump into eyeliner. Okay. Let's talk eyeliner. So I'm going to try to show you how to do a winged liner today, which is kind of comical because I've only done it, well, now I've done it about 10 times, but up until about 2 hours ago I'd only done it twice. I'm not the best at winged eyeliner, but I literally sat in front of my mirror and blared some Amy Winehouse and channeled her and rocked out some winged eyeliner while I was singing along to Rehab. So I'm going to show you a trick that has helped me. Several people have told me to use a liquid liner for the wing. I think it's more difficult for a beginner. It looks a little bit more clean and precise if you have done it a million times and you're a pro at it. But for a beginner, I feel like this is really hard to use. I had the best luck with this is a gel pencil liner with a really sharp tip. This is Maybelline Lasting Drama Waterproof Gel Pencil. So, have I perfected the skill? No. However, I feel like I can make it look halfway decent to the point where I'm not too horribly embarrassed to go out in public. So I just took a lottery ticket. Yeah, a lottery ticket. Obviously not a winning one. Just my luck. And we're going to take this and put it, again, we're going to connect the outer corner of our eye to the eyebrow. And you want your eye to be as flat as possible, which is also difficult for me because I have look at me looking at you like this. Don't I look crazy? Don't I look crazy right now? I might be a little bit crazy. But I have that hooded lid, so I have that big crease right there. So, this is not easy for me to do. But, for you guys, I'm going to try my best and on camera. Alright, and that is the starting point for our winged liner. Amy Winehouse, help me. Alright, so then I just start from like the middle, like not even that far, and just start. And I don't move my hand, I move my head. So this is like very remedial winged eyeliner training. And I just bring it in further a little bit more each time. And then you just start from your inner corner. Okay, so that is how I do my winged liner. If I need to even it out like on the lid, but like that is the least of my concern. It turned out pretty well. So remember, if you're new to eyeliner, a good gel liquid pencil, and I run mine under the hair dryer like with the cap on for just like 20 seconds to warm it up, and it makes it a lot easier to apply. And then you use a credit card. I used a losing lottery ticket, which ended up actually being really lucky for me because I learned how to do winged liner. And then I'm just gonna pop this on my waterline. Alright, so we're starting to look sultry and sexy. I'm going to jump off camera and do my other eye. Okay, so this is what we got for eyeliner. Not too shabby. Definitely have room for improvement, but, you know, we'll get there someday. So let's talk eyelashes. First I like to go in with the It Cosmetics Hello Lashes. Hello Lashes. Like a flashback to Silence of the Lambs. I like the applicator because it's kind of rounded. So what I like to do with this one is go in and kind of separate and get like all of the hairs in the inner corner. And then you want to move your brush like back and forth like this to separate your lashes. Okay, so it's a good mascara for that, but you're not going to get a ton of like volume. So after this, I like to go in with, this is Grow Luscious by Fabulash, and this is Revlon. So with this, you got a bigger, fluffier brush. With this one, I'm going to, if you watch my hand right here, I'm going to roll and push my lashes up. So we're going to add volume and push them up to make them look longer. So roll and up. And then you're just going to do the same thing on your bottom lashes, except for you're not going to roll and push up. You're just going to go back and forth to separate them again. Okay, so lashes are done and we have almost made it to the end. Really quickly, we're just going to touch on blush and highlighter. I'm going to go in by, this is the Luxie 504 angled brush, and I'm going to dip into, this is an Ipsy favorite by the way, both of these are. This is by Hikari, and this is the blush. So to find where you want to place your blush on the apples of your cheeks. So like if you were to make like a duck face, like right here, or you can smile, and it's like the highest part of your cheekbone. So I'm going to lightly go in here because this stuff is super pink, and very lightly just start going in a circular motion and then up. And then I'm going to blend that out even more still. That is way pink for me. So just go in with blending brush and just kind of blend that out. Okay, next is highlighter. This is by Ofra, not Oprah, Ofra. And this is a super pretty highlighter. So when we highlight, again, light draws attention to your face, to certain areas. So we're going to highlight most of the same areas that we did the highlight for our contour. Dip into the highlight, tap off the excess, and then right above where we just applied the blush, and you can even like bring it back as far as your hairline, we are going to just I want you to bring out your inner diva and slay with this highlighter. Really feel it. Highlighter is my personal favorite. And my camera is, the lights in my bedroom are shining like right on my face. So really it is not this bright. Like if I look at you like more head on, it's not so bright. However, I don't mind the bling. I don't mind the bling at all. I mean, you could skip the highlighter, but I'm not really sure why in the world you would want to. If you're outside and the sun hits your face with this highlighter, oh, girl. So we're going to do the bridge of our nose and our chin. And like always, if that's too much, you can blend it out. So we have reached the final leg in our makeup journey. Did you think we'd ever get there? I've had fun. So we put a lot of hard work and blood and sweat and tears into our flawless makeup face. So to ensure that nothing happens to our flawless makeup face, we are going to set it with setting spray. And this is the Maybelline Master Face Studio Fix. So I just like to shake it up. If it's liquid, I like to shake it. Comes in a little spritzer like this, and literally you're just going to spray this on your face. Woo! And then just let this dry. And when it sets, we are going to be marvelous and fabulous, and that makeup is going to stay put. And while that's setting, I am going to do my hair, and I will be right back. Alright guys, so this is the final look. I just want to thank you for sticking it out with me this far. I've had a lot of fun with you guys, and I hope you have learned a few things for yourself. If nothing else, I hope you got a few laughs. So if you want to hear more about my 911 dispatching experience, comment in the comment section and let me know. Also, let me know if there's any kind of eyeshadow combinations you want to see, or any specific makeup tutorials you want to see, or have let me know in the comment box, and I would be more than happy to share that with you. But thank you so much for watching my channel and sticking it out with me and supporting me. And if you like me and you like my video, then like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.